I'm the Iron Man Tyson Johnson.
I'm here on the beautiful island of Oahu, Hawaii, and though I've just been here for a day, I've already seen so many wonderful things. The people, the beauty, the culture, and of course, the world-class beaches. There's so many things to do and so many ways to enjoy these beautiful islands. I'm looking forward to my short time here and meeting some of the best fighters in the world.
We can expect to see Ronald the Machine Gun Jhun. Him and his wife are running the 808 Top Team, and they're doing a great job producing new fighters. And we're really looking forward to bringing you our first focus on a female fighter, Rachel Ostovich. She trains here, she lives here, and she's an Invicta fighter. She's won her first fight in Invicta. I'm Tyson Johnson, and this is Meet the Fighter on Meet the Fighter. Meet the Fighter.
Fighter. Meet the Fighter.
And you're watching Meet the Fighter.
You're watching Meet the Fighter.
Hi, I'm Tyson Johnson, and when I'm in Hawaii to meet the fighter, I use Hawaii Discount Car Rentals for all my transportation needs. We're right here in front of Powerhouse Gym in Aiea, Hawaii. Tonight, we're gonna meet the 808 Top Team founder, Ronald the Machine Gun Jhun. I'd like to invite you to come along with me as we meet the fighter.
We went into the Powerhouse Gym in Aiea, Honolulu, Hawaii. It was spacious, lively, and packed with plenty of high-tech equipment. I decided to get in a quick workout before going over to visit the 808 Top Team. I wanted to highlight the importance of a good warm-up before a workout or any athletic event. This will help you to avoid injury by loosening up your muscles. It will also help stamina by getting your heart and your lungs prepared for the exertion you're about to go through. I ran into Robin Mori of Max Muscle Sports Nutrition in Hawaii. He also happens to be a practicing judoka. So I took the chance to learn a couple of gi choke techniques.
And just when you pull down on the gi here, you're coming here like that, so right there. And then from there you push out here on the hip, you grab here. So I like to do side choke when I come here. So I'm here, I go here and choke.
Okay.
So you want to use this right here.
Yeah, always use that knife edge. Definitely catch that carotid artery. And
it only takes like 2 seconds.
I'm the Iron Man Tyson Johnson. We'll be right back on Meet the Fighter.
When I went next door to the 808 Top Team, they were full steam ahead with classes and training. Ronald's wife, Kim Jhun, she was instructing a class and giving them a great workout. I could see there was a lot going on for all ages and all levels. I pulled Ronald Jhun and his wife, Kim, aside to get some of the history on how the 808 Top Team came about.
I forget what year, it probably was in the mid-90s. Me and my brother-in-law Ray, along with Kavika Pa Louie, just started training at Waipawa High School. And it was just recreational thing, I would say at that time.
Coming from the west side, it's part of growing up in Hawaii that you just automatically have to defend yourself. So I just played sports all my life, and so this actually was a big draw, the MMA part. And it also featured to keep Ronald off the streets. No,
but yeah, we just started at Waipawa High School at the gymnasium. My wife and Ray Cooper, them graduated from Waipawa High School. So it made it real easy for them to just transition right to the school and just continue the wrestling. So we wrestled. Kind of was intrigued about the whole sport because there was just a whole aspect of wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, this combination. It was not one dominant sport. If you didn't have the tools to stand up, you had that alternative to take them down. So I think that was the beauty of it, and I was kind of getting in trouble. So So, you know, and that was like my last resort. My backhand is always gonna set up my front lead leg takedown. So whether I'm touching him, I'm just blinding him.
Ronald Jhun's been around the MMA world for a long time. He had some great techniques to show and a lot of experience to back it up.
Just got in, I think back was in 94, 95, I got incarcerated for some bad decisions I made.
No, not really. I believe it was God. God was definitely the forefront when we got into this industry.
Came out and pretty much we went to church and got all hooked up and we just started training.
We started Jesus the Lord with my sister and Ray Cooper. And when we started it, it was just to give glory to God for helping change our life. And that's how Jesus is Lord was formed.
So I think that alleviated the time from me going off and killing time and just having fun with the boys to going and getting in the gym and staying in shape. And it became contagious, I would say. If I'm coming in a double leg, I'll basically jab, step in to the double here. This leg automatically comes here. Okay. See how much it's strong. So when I stop, the knees are there. And I'll step out, it's my post leg. His leg's gonna step past his right leg. And that's when I trade. I don't gotta pick him up. I can just go from here. And I'll start stepping across. And then I think Kavika was getting ready for a fight. And he needed some training partners. So we just training with him. And I believe he asked me and Ray if we wanted to corner him and help him out. And I told him, you know, I'm trying to get away from this violence and stuff. So I wasn't able to go to that Super Brawl. TJ Thompson, who was running Super Brawl, called my brother-in-law and told him, you know, I got the next Super Brawl coming up. We want you on the card, fighting the 4-man tournament. So he asked me, hey, Ron, he like corner me, and then my wife said, yeah, you can corner, brother. So we trained, and the rest was history after that.
We'll be right back on Tyson Johnson's Meet the Fighter Aloha Special.
Ron, we talked a little bit about your wife. We talked about how she helps you out here at Powerhouse. How does she get involved in the mixed martial arts world?
I mean, going back some years prior to this, I mean, my wife and her family, they're just all athletes.
I could see there was a lot going on for all ages and all levels. Ronald's wife, Kim Jhun, was instructing a class and giving them a great workout.
I did cheerleading and softball all my life, and my family, my dad coaches a lot in the industry. He does football. Kai Kamaka is my brother. He's my youngest brother.
That was something I avoided in my life, where, you know, the family theme, you know what I mean? I was kind of like in a broken home. My mom had me at an early age when she was 15, 16 years old. So I kind of was like hana'ed, or what we call in Hawaii, by my grandparents,
Okay.
me and my brother. So I mean, that was my family right there. She's always been competitive. So, you know, I played sports, I played football, I wrestled. And from when we transitioned over to MMA, I mean, she was already a voice in my corner, you know, always pushing me because she's competitive. And she's probably my worst critic. You know, if I look terrible, hey, you look terrible out there. And I would constantly play this thing in my head, like, I gotta get better. You know, she traveled with me everywhere I went. She traveled. You know, she came to Japan with me. We went all over the world, Georgia, all over California, Vegas. So, I mean, it was exciting at the same time, because my wife, my companion, my soulmate, and she always wanted to travel. You know what I mean? Even though sometimes it was in and out, but she saw a lot of things that went on back in the day when we would be training at an event in a casino, but we would be all in a room training, and my opponent's right there just training, and we're watching each other to where it is today.
So we have a vast of family that's all in different sports. And my brother-in-law is a really good wrestler and a good MMA fighter. So it's a family dynamic. Everyone in our family competes. Yeah.
Your head goes up, your butt comes down. You know what I mean? So if I'm here and my body's in the air, my head is looking down, choke is there, yeah? So I like to say this, head up, and I don't even have to say butt down, because once I do this, with my butt, it's under me. So the guillotine's out of the way. See that? And I like to say, look at his right shoulder, look at his far shoulder. So I'll be like, look at even more, the guillotine's out of there. So I just gotta trap him. And right, I'm closing off his hip with my right leg.
Regardless of what, if you mention a name like back then, oh, you fight Ron John, you beat this guy, you're going up. A lot of guys that fought me, you know, I saw him in the UFC, so that's what kept my drive going.
Yeah.
You know, I said, yeah, that guy just fought me. He's in the UFC, so I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna make him to the UFC.
You helped him get there, right?
Yeah, I didn't help this guy get there.
You're welcome.
In fact, she's training in that class right now with my wife. My oldest girl is gonna be 25 this year. My second girl is 19. She's gonna be 20. She's in college right now. Both my girls wrestled through high school. It is a dangerous sport if you don't put your best foot forward and train the way you should be. So being a true martial artist is not just a fighter that has a skill set, but a mindset and the right attitude. I like to think hard work will outbeat any talent any day.
808 Top Team is one of the best teams out here. I understand that. And I think we have you and Ron to thank for that.
Oh, that's awesome. Actually, that's all God. I can't take credit for that because that's the reason why we get to do what we do. And we've been blessed to have good people in here, and we've had the opportunity to change a lot of lives. So that's the biggest blessing, when you change and impart in someone's life and it just takes a different role. We try to help the next generations coming up, and so a lot of things that we instill in our kids and how I was raised is stuff that we still teach here. Like, there's no allowance of vulgarity, you can't get in trouble, grades is still a big thing. It's about changing lives for the next generation and to impart somehow in some way. So it's been an awesome ride. I cannot say anything else. We've had good fighters that came out of this gym.
It's all about motivation and inspiration here with Ronald and Kim here at Powerhouse IAEA.
Thank you.
Kim, it's been fantastic being with you. Thank you for joining us here on Meet the Fighter.
Thank you.
Oh, it sounds good. You got a fighting family, it sounds like.
I mean, as long as it keeps us out of trouble, and like I said, the character and the whole person of being good sportsmanship. Because my daughters wrestled, both of them, in high school, at Aloha High School. They wrestled freshman to senior year, both girls, and they excelled. She's going out doing her thing, but she, ultimately she wants to get in there and compete with, and follow the footsteps of Ronda Rousey them, Misha Tate them, and someday maybe get into the UFC. You know what I mean? So I like to be a part of her life, and guide her and me and my wife and get her to that place where maybe someday that'll be the next generation getting into the octagon.
Well, that sounds great. Once again, Ron, we want to thank you for allowing us to come in here to Powerhouse IAEA, sharing 808 Top Team, your family, and all of your training techniques.
Thank you, man.
Everything you've done for our sport of MMA.
Thank you guys for coming down, man. Appreciate it. Thanks.
It's great having you. Once again, Ronald, the Machine Gun Jhun.
Meet the Fighter.
Meet the Fighter. Meet the Fighter.
And you're watching Meet the Fighter.
You're watching Meet the Fighter.